Well, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the inaugural Molo Village African Gala. I am Miss Crystal, the midday announcer for 104.7 WLOU, and I also serve at Simmons College of Kentucky, and I'm so excited to be your host on this evening. Our phenomenal special guest speaker and beacon of health and hope for our community, Dr. Kelly McCants of Norton Healthcare. And tonight we will be presenting the very first Molo Village Community Awards. Amen. I'm excited about that. We're going to be acknowledging some do-good in our community. And a word from the visionary herself, the vessel, Dr. Jason Ferguson. I think you guys can do a little bit better than that. Dr. James Ferguson. We are here this evening because of her. So make yourself at home. You are welcome in this village. We welcome your engagement. We welcome your curiosity. We welcome your passion for Russell. But most of all, we welcome your support.
We first give thanks to you, God. We invite the Holy Spirit to be among us. God, we are thankful for the gift of gathering together. What a gift it is to see each other in real time. God, we are aware of the turmoil that's going around our world. As we drink and we laugh, we keep all our brothers and sisters in our prayers, and we pray for safety and peace in their own country.
I'm glad to be here. There's very few places in the world that I'd rather be, I'm just going to hold it, than right here on this night, celebrating Molo Village Community Development Corporation. And anytime I get a chance to see Reverend Dr. James Ferguson and her wonderful husband, I'm happy. So this is a good evening, and we're here to celebrate. In terms of the impact in the community, there's nothing like Molo Village and the village at West Jefferson. So I'm proud. I am proud tonight to be here and to introduce the video, the documentary. This documentary is produced by the Church Building Alone Fund and Creative Family. My good friend for about 30 years, Howard Tate, who's an Emmy Award-winning videographer, an editor. He was as excited as I was to have an opportunity to document this tremendous happening in Louisville, Kentucky, that I believe, and many of you have said, as you'll see, it's transformed Louisville. So that's all I have to say. I look forward to your reactions as we watch together. God bless you and thank you for the opportunity. It's good to see all of you. And on behalf of the General Minister and President of the United Church of Christ, I must say, because he's my boss, John Dorpauer, God bless you and thank you.
See the desire to rebuild this city has produced extraordinary men and women of faith stepping up to blaze new pathways forward. And it's going to take the DNA and work ethic of a boxer to pave the tough road ahead. One aim, one step, one punch.
The stakes are high.
I've had many no's in this process, but I don't know how to quit. I don't know how to give up.
To revitalize a community is no small task to turn our desert into an oasis for future generations. With all its challenges, we are always blessed and inspired by those who have championed the way forward. What does it take to revitalize a community? It takes a village.
I think that the village at West Jefferson is important for the community because it is a project that actually got done.
It takes a village to build a community. It's about a common goal so that everyone achieves.
My definition of success shouldn't be placed on another family or on you. Everybody should choose their own definition of success, and it all starts with, what is your dream? What is your desire? What is your hope?
And so it's projects like this, the village of West Jefferson, where you have a vision and put together a project that was supposed to never happen because it was just too hard.
As Aretha Franklin would say, this is the house that Dr. Ferguson built. I am here by the grace of God, but I also found my way in Beecher Terrace because my mother was a school teacher, and school teachers, even today, but back then definitely had multiple jobs. I spent many days, because I was the youngest, with my great aunt. She lived in Beecher Terrace. I spent most of my time in Beecher Terrace. So in 2006, I passed a sign and it said, St. Peter's Evangelical Church, comma, a UCC church. And for some reason I said at that point, that's where God is going to send me. I did not know that for sure, but I just felt it in my spirit that that's where I was going to come back to.
This village is important because it's a line in the sand. It says we can work together, we can persevere, and we will have the services that our families deserve.
This project has inspired my life because I know what it was like as a little girl to grow up in a neighborhood where I never saw a brand new building built. And if the rare ones were built, they were rarely built by white people.
What we knew was that we owned the city block. What we determined was we needed to build a office building / retail facility. And so that is what shaped what the village eventually became. But we knew what we needed, we knew what the community needed, but now we needed an investor.
Doing regular fundraising like banquets and concerts and fashion shows are not the kind of fundraising that we need to do to finance these types of projects. The one thing that was different in our struggle with that was that the community itself, the civic leaders, the mayors, and whoever else was not on board with the project yet because of the funding. And so once we brought the full weight of the funders to the project, then everybody else was on board.
When I heard her story, I knew that Norton Healthcare had to be involved. It is our job as an institution to eliminate disparities in healthcare. And when you cross 9th Street, it is clear that things look different from an investment standpoint.
It really is an inspiring testament to what we can do and how we can build together to support Black businesses, Black entrepreneurs, collective power and ultimately transform an area that had been so violent. This is a game changer.
For me, this was a vision. This was something completely outside of my psyche. I didn't know that it was going to happen until the pieces started to fall into place.
Feeling a little anointed today. You got to be careful when you mix medical terminology with T.D. Jakes and a little Google. But I wanted to talk to you about gratitude.
Much for being here today. You don't know what it means for me to look out and see all of you and to see you here supporting Molo Village. Molo Village is not just James Avenue. When we say it takes a village, it takes all of us working together to make a difference in this community. And so it would be vain for me to just take the credit. First of all, I give God all the credit. But I also know that this would not have been possible without you all supporting us, to support this common goal, and that is to rebuild the community of Russell. When I say that the people matter, they matter. We've got to get busy. There is work for each of us to do in order to help to raise up this community. Not one person can do it. It takes what? A village. It takes a village. So I didn't come up here today with this. I came up here to acknowledge two individuals who have given blood, sweat, and tears for this community. One is far away, and I think Louisville is his second home. And the other is here, and he has given and given and given. This man gives over 80 lectures a year. 80 lectures a year throughout the United States. He runs a clinical practice. He is the executive director of the Norton's Institute of Health Equity. And you all may not know how hard he fought to have this hospital built here in the West End. And so today we are acknowledging two men. And see, we gotta lift up our men too. It's one thing to lift up the women, but we gotta lift our men up too. And so today, our award is called the God Named Me, the God Named Me. And it's a symbol of the supremacy of God in the African country. And it's oftentimes translated that to mean nothing will happen unless God allows it to happen. Nothing will happen unless God says so. And these two individuals are men of God. They believe in their whole heart that they are who they are because of God. We just thank you for what you have done in this place tonight. We thank you for blessing us so, but we also thank you, oh Lord, for just allowing us to see what eyes said could not but you already knew. And so God, we thank you that you allowed each of us to witness what is possible when you are in lead.